G'day everyone, welcome to my builder's blog. I'm Mark and this is R2D2. Okay, here's my Granite Earth Lazy Susan, and as I think I've shown before, it runs nice and smoothly, but there's a reasonable amount of drag and I want to reduce that. So I'm going to replace the steel ball bearings with these Acetal Delrin, I think they are, bearings, and clean out the race and give it a polish. Seems to be the advice per the forum, so I'll give it a go. First thing is to remove the steel bearings. So this grub screw here is removed, which should give way to the worth noting the V shape that's in the end of that retaining grub screw that obviously has to be aligned with the ball race when we put it back in. Okay, oh, one escape. There we go. That's how to unload the Lazy Susan. So you see it's basically a V shape in there with some grease and stuff in it. So I'll get around and clean it up, maybe give it a polish. No, actually doesn't look too bad, but there is some grease and stuff in there, which I intend to replace with something I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so my polishing process is basically this: to use some of this gear, which is the same polishing compound that I used on the dome, which you might have seen in a previous video. And this tool, essentially, which is connected to a Dremel knockoff, I guess, via a flexible cable, and with a little fibre wheel in the end, and basically just go for it. So it tends to spray around some of this polishing compound, so I've spread it out already, but let's see how we go. Okay, so it's got everything polished up as good as you like. Now it's just a matter of feeding in all these little acetal Delrin ball bearings. So it's a little bit harder than I thought, and they need a bit of encouragement every now and then to fall down in the race, but a bit of jiggling, it'll eventually work for you. And this is probably YouTube's finest moment, watching this. These will go in, but probably spare you the lot, or speed it up at least. 161 of these. Replace the steel ones. So as a result of all this polishing and feeding and counting of ball bearings, this is the result. Now, it seems that obviously the number of spins, free spins, is not really the concern, but the noise reduction. I haven't really seen a noise reduction, I'll be honest, but before with the steel bearings and the grease that was in there, it was very hard to drive by hand. So I haven't really decided what sort of dome drive I'm going to use, whether it's going to be toothed or just a wheel on the inside here. So I'm interested in reducing the load on that, whatever solution I choose, as much as possible. So I'm quite happy. I will say though, the tuning of this retention screw, which is where you feed in all the balls, is critical to the fraction of a degree, I would say. I can't remember if I showed a picture of the V shape that's it matches the inside of this outer ball race, so it has to match exactly, and I took the trouble to polish the inside of that retention grub screw the same as the inside of the outer ring. So I think I've done as best I can. It runs beautifully now. There's no issues with roundness that I can perceive. Has been sometimes an issue with some club members, but really happy with that. So I guess I'll stick it back in its plastic bag for another time. So one question I have is, do people use any Loctite on here just to make sure that doesn't wander and give you problems in the future? Comment below if you have an idea about that. I used, perhaps this is wrong, who knows, Teflon dry lube, which I just sprayed into the mounting hole or the loading hole there. So we'll see how that goes. I've heard that people just use light machine oil or something. It stops some of the rattling of the balls in the race, but overall at the moment I think I'm done, and I'm pretty happy. Thanks for watching.